Hello class, this is the topic 5.1 through 5.3 quiz. This is what we would have been taking in class if we would have had class. So you'll have a modified version of this online, but the questions will not veer too farly from what you'll see on this quiz that we're going to take right now. So let's go ahead and take this quiz. The first question says that these two triangles are congruent. We have to solve for x and y. So now, because the triangles are congruent, that means that certain things are matching up. So like, what does angle B match up with? Well, B matches up with E. So I'm not just guessing. I'm not just going to say, oh, it looks like this angle matches up with 50. It's that B matches up with E, and E is 70. So I'm going to do 2x plus 2 is equal to 70. And then subtract the 2, and you get the x is 34. Do the same thing with y. Alright, so now we're going to match up. I'll use a different colored pencil. 5y minus 10, and 5y minus 10 is FE, and FE matches up with BC, so I'm going to match that up with the 30. And then work that out from there. Add the 10 over, and you get 8. Alright, next one. In this picture, solve for x and y. So one thing that we know is that inside a triangle, the angles add up to 180 degrees. So I've got this triangle right here, so I can take 2x minus 9 plus 7x plus 13 plus 41 make 180 degrees. That's a very important thing in geometry. Now we work that out. So we got 2x plus 7x, which makes 9x when you add those together. We got negative 9, 13, and 41. So I can go ahead and combine those. Negative 9 plus 13 plus 41 is 45. Alright, subtract the 45 and divide 135 divided by 9 is 15. Looks like x is 15. Alright, for y, now y is pretty straightforward. 41 and y make 90 degrees. So 41 plus 49 make 90 degrees. Not too bad for that one. Alright, number 3. We have two triangles, and we're trying to prove them congruent. And there are several ways to do this. You have to look for evidence. You could do side, 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 angle, 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 side, or if it's a right triangle, if it says it's a right triangle, you can use a hypotenuse leg. So here we go. Let's look for the evidence. And right off the bat, they give us a set of sides. So let's put that in there. RS is congruent to TS because it's given. Then we have the bisect word. So that means that this angle right here, angle RST, is being bisected. I'm going to go and put that in there as a given. Say that's given. So because this whole angle is bisected, that means that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. That's what a bisector does. So at the moment, we've got At the moment, you've got a set of sides, you've got a set of angles. Is that enough? Can we use an S and an A to prove congruent? No, we need more information. And the last piece of information is that this side here is shared. So we can say VS is congruent to itself. And that would be the reflexive property. Sorry, it's a bit wobbly. Trying to fix it. There. Let's try to see if that fixes the wobble. I don't know. But that is a set of sides, and now you can see we do have enough info. We can use side angle side, so now we can definitively say that RSV is congruent to TSV by side angle side. Check, check, check. Whenever you're doing your proofs, if you're going to say side angle side, you got to have a side, an angle, and a side in your proof. Check, check, check. Okay. Number 4. It says write a paragraph proof. So here we are. It says A is congruent to D. So I'm just going to write that. Angle A is congruent to angle D. And C is the midpoint of AD as given. Alright, so what does that do for us? Well, it gives us an A. It gives us a midpoint of AD. So this is the line. And really that gives us that that's congruent to that because that is a midpoint. So we can say that AC, therefore, AC is congruent to CD by the definition of midpoint. Alright, so there's that. Also, we have some vertical angles here. By the way, we've got an S, and we've got some vertical angles. Also, angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 because they are vertical angles. And there's our last therefore. Therefore, the triangles, oops, we're not doing that. Therefore, triangle ABC is congruent. A matches up with D, B matches up with F, and C matches up with C by angle side angle. And we can now say definitively that angle B is congruent to angle F because they are corresponding parts. So if you show that two triangles are congruent, then the corresponding parts are automatically congruent. So B is congruent to F because they're corresponding parts. Alright, next. Now on to the multiple choice part. More than likely your quiz will have quite a few of these multiple choice sort of questions, so focus on these. What type of triangle is this? It looks like we've got all acute angles and there's no markings, so that makes it scalene. That would be an acute scalene. Number 6. Here we've got an obtuse angle and we've got one set of sides that are the same. So that makes it isosceles. It's isosceles because the sides are the same. It's obtuse. This is an obtuse isosceles. Alright, find the measure of each angle indicated. This is the 180 degree rule. Start with 180 degrees in your calculator. Maybe that's better. Start with 180 degrees in your calculator and subtract, and we're left with 30 degrees. Number 8. This one's a little bit more of a puzzle. We have to work our way around this puzzle here. Starting with this angle. We can do once again 180 in our calculator. Minus 40 minus 96 Gives us 44 for that. Now here, we also have 180 degrees because it's a nice straight line. Anywhere you have a nice straight line, you got 180 degrees. So you could do 180 minus 44 minus 81, which makes this 55. Now we got 180 as well here. So 180 minus 55 minus 90, left with 35. Alright, next one. You could use the exterior angle theorem, which is the other theorem in section 5.1. The first theorem was that the angles add up to 180. The next theorem is that the two interiors will always add up to the exterior. So 115 plus 30 is what you could do there. And get a 145 degree angle. Or if you want, you could find that angle right there, which is 35. And then these two have to add up to 180. Either way you go, you're going to get C as your answer. For part 10, same idea. If this is 145, you could call that 35 because these are a linear pair. And now add these up to 180 degrees. 180 minus 35 minus 85 is 60. Number 11, now we got to start actually writing some formulas for this one. And the only way to get this is to use the interior angle theorem, and that is that these two interior angles will add up to the exterior. So you got to do 6x minus 2 plus 9x plus 4 equals 152. Alright, so combine your x's, combine your numbers, subtract and divide, and you will get x equals 10. For number 12, this is one you just need to add these up to 180 degrees. So 6x plus 3 plus 80 plus 55 equals 180. Alright, so combine those together. That's 3 plus 80 plus 55 is 138. So we got 6x plus 138 equals 180. Now subtract 180 minus 138 is 42. 6x equals 42. And x equals 7. Alright, last page. Number 13. Please congruent statement by naming the corresponding angular side. Alright, so segment RQ would match up with segment VR. You just match it up. Right there it is. Number 14. Which congruent statement is true? So once again, we are matching up. It looks like G has one mark, and so does H. So that one's good. That one's no good. Those don't match up. That one's no good. Those don't match up. And that one matches up. So we're down to those two. Now F has to match up with I. F and I, nope, those don't match up. F and I, yep. And E, yep. D's the answer for that one. Alright, the rest are just state if the triangles are congruent or not. Is there enough info? Alright, so these triangles look congruent, but does that make them congruent? Well, let's find out. We've got a congruent angle between two congruent sides. So I would say, yeah, that would be side angle side. You got an S there, you got an A there, and you got an S there. S, A, S. The A angle is between the two sides. Number 16. In this scenario, you've got angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. Looking at angle, side, angle. On 17, We've got congruent angles here. You got angle, angle, side. Notice that the side is not between the two angles. Angle, angle, side. Number 18 is a right triangle, so HL is possible. This would be a leg. This would be a hypotenuse. So we can use HL. We can definitively say that these triangles are congruent by the HL theorem. Number 19, can you use angle, angle, angle? Angle, angle, angle is not one of the congruence shortcuts. So we're going to say not congruent. And then over here, we've got this side matches up with this side. We've got this side matches up with this side. We've got this side matches up with this side. This is side, side, side. Alright, that is the quiz. And you will have a quiz like this on Canvas. Hope you guys are doing well. Please email me if you got any questions at all. Bye-bye.